everyone, it's Jessica, and today I have my top favorite, most loved Mary Kay products. I have been so lucky to have many subscribers send me all kinds of goodies over the years, but especially Mary Kay makeup products. And this is something that I feel like I've tried a lot of them, and some of them I've ended up passing on. If you've seen some of my declutter videos, I ended up getting rid of a couple Mary Kay things and passing them on to sisters and my mom and things like that. But there are some Mary Kay products that I love and that I really feel like are really high quality. They're worth the money because really Mary Kay is kind of expensive. As I looked these things up online and was writing down the prices for this video, I was like, gosh, like some of these are just as expensive as things you'd get at Ulta or Sephora. But I thought about it and realized, you know, they really are really good quality. So in the end, it's worth it. It's just, I feel like so many people think of Mary Kay and they think of you know, the Mary Kay parties and maybe people that are a little bit older, and I wouldn't say that I'm old, and I love Mary Kay. So I'm excited. I have blabbered on enough. Let's go ahead and get into my favorites. So one of the things that I have fallen in love with are the Mary Kay eyeshadows, and I have 6 of them. Now this is in one of their compacts. This is called their mini compact, and it is $17. They have a bigger one, which is $19, where there's like a spot for your lipstick, and then you open it and there's places you can put things. But to me, this is a little bit big for what I'm using it for. So this one is a lot more sensible to me. However, you know, if you do know you want the extra space, then $2 more is nothing for a lot more space. However, I like the smaller one better. These are just magnetic and you can fit the eyeshadows, their blush, which I'm going to talk about one in a second. They're all magnetic and they fit in these things. So I think that's pretty cool if you travel a lot, or you really, if you find things that you like and you know, you can put your blush you like, 3 eyeshadows you like, and you're good to go. So these are the 6 that I've been using and really, really liking. This includes, in the top left corner, Silky Caramel, Hazelnut is in the top middle, and then Driftwood is at the top right. And then there's Rose Gold on the bottom left, in the bottom middle, Amber Blaze, and then French Roast in the bottom right. Now I used all of these eyeshadows for my eye look today. I used Rose Gold right all over my lid, and then I also I used all of them. I used Silky Caramel to blend everything together. I used French Roast on the outer corner there, and I used, what was this one called? Hazelnut, kind of all over the crease, kind of as a buffer color. They're all absolutely beautiful. The only one when I looked online for these that I couldn't find was Silky Caramel, which is this matte kind of light peach shade. That's not really one that I love anyway, so, you know, out of all of them, that's my least favorite, and I don't think they sell it anymore, but the rest of them are still available. These all retail for $7 a piece. The shimmery ones are really, really pretty. This is French Roast, this is Amber Blaze, and that is Rose Gold. But you'll notice that French Roast has a lot of kind of fallout, and I noticed that on my face today. Amber Blaze is pretty, but it skips a little bit, so you have to be careful applying it. And my favorite is the Rose Gold one, which is just really pretty rose gold color. Now, the next 3 are the kind of matte shades, and these are good, but like I said, trying to make sure I've got a good swatch of all these for you guys. I think I like the matte ones better than the shimmery. Like, if you look at these 2, this one was Driftwood, and that's Hazelnut, and then that is Silky Caramel, the one that I don't think they sell anymore. I really, really, really like Hazelnut. That one I end up using a lot, but they're both really pretty and silky for a matte shadow. I really like them. The other thing to keep in mind, though, is that, you know, at $7 a pop, I think that's kind of expensive. Of course, you can get single shadows from the drugstore that are almost that price, but you're usually not buying a bunch at a time. If you do the math, 7 times 6, that's $42 just on the shadows alone without buying the compact. You could buy the Naked palette with that. You could buy the Lorac Pro, which I think is amazing, or the Chocolate Bar palette. So keeping that in mind, if I were to pick just 3 that I love, so maybe you weren't spending as much, I would pick the Rose Gold shade that I used all over my lid, Hazelnut there in the center, that's that matte color I like in the crease, and then I would also pick French Roast. Even though there's a little bit of fallout, it's really, really nice. I used it on my lower lash line today, and I just like it. Of course, I wish there weren't as much fallout, but those are my 3 favorites for my skin tone. Now, the next product I'm going to talk about is their blush. Now, this is in the shade Shy, And this color is just a really pretty, kind of natural peachy pink shade with a lot of gold shimmer. This retails for $12, which is pretty pricey when there are tons of drugstore blushes that are really, really good. But it's really, really nice. I'm wearing it today. It stays on all day. It doesn't budge. I think it looks nice with a fair skin tone, which is kind of hard to find in a peachy blush, I think. But I also think it would look beautiful and kind of frosty on a deeper skin tone. So I feel like it's really universal and just pretty and natural. You can get heavy-handed because it is so beautiful and pigmented. You know, you got to be careful with it the first time around, but it's not as crazy as like the e.l.f. blushes, which are really, really good. But if it's a bright color, you have to like be light-handed with it at first. I think this one's kind of right in between. I really like it. And again, these fit in the compacts because they're magnetic, so that's another plus there. So if I were to redo my small mini compact, I would pick these three as my three favorite shadows from the line. This is Rose Gold, Hazelnut, and French Roast. And then I would also use this blush, which is Shy. And so I just wanted to show you what it would look like if you did end up taking some shadows out and putting a blush in the small compact as well. The next thing I'm going to talk about are their cream eye colors, and I have had a few of these over the years, and if you watch my declutter, like I mentioned, I did get rid of a few of these. What I've noticed is that across the board, all the 4 or 5 that I've tried, the formulas were the same, the consistency, so there's nothing weird like that. You know, with some makeup lines, they'll have some colors that are amazing and then others that aren't the same formula for whatever reason and don't work as well. They all seem to work just as well as the next one. They were great. These are $14, and the two that I kept were Beach Blonde and Metallic Taupe. Now, Beach Blonde is this really pretty, almost like a rose gold champagne color. It's kind of like a perfect mix. I really like it because it does have that beautiful shimmery quality, but it does blend out to be a little more sheer. Let me just show you. And once you've kind of sheared it out, it still is shimmery, but it's not quite as bold as it had originally swatched. I wore this today under my eye look, just all over my lid, and this is beautiful just on its own, like for a quick wash of color. And like I said, it really does sheer out when you're applying it. So if you're looking for something to be just like that exact color of the swatch, you're gonna have to layer it on quite a few times. The next one I got was Metallic Taupe, or the next one that I love. And this is more of a like purplish, gray, brownish kind of color. And it is metallic, as the name would imply, and it's a really, really pretty color. This one I tend to use on my lid as well, and I didn't use it today because I wasn't necessarily using both. But it looks really, really nice on its own as well, but again, it does sheer out just a little bit, not as much as the other, but it still has its own color. But I do think with this one, it looks really, really pretty when you put like a kind of a frosty champagne white color on top of it. It looks really cool and kind of dimensional. One of my favorite ways to use it. But the formula of these is amazing because it does not budge all day. Like if I had to wipe those swatches off right away, because if I left it on, it would be there all day. In fact, I missed a part of it and it's not gonna come off. Yeah, it's really difficult to come off, just like with a baby wipe, but with makeup remover, it's fine. I mean, I've never had issues even with cleansing oil. It comes off, but it's not gonna wipe away just like that. It's really, which I like, in a cream shadow, I don't want it to move. These don't crease. They are $14 though, which I think is really pricey when you can get the Maybelline Color Tattoos for, you know, $7 or $8, depending on where you get it. And those are really, really good too. But I do like them, and they are cheaper than like the MAC paint pots, so I like them. The last thing I'm going to talk about from Mary Kay is their setting spray. Now this retails for $18 and it's only 2 fluid ounces, but it's made by Skindinavia, which is also the company that makes Urban Decay's setting spray, and they also of course make their own setting sprays. This is amazing. I used it today, and what I like about it is that it doesn't, it'll force my makeup to stay put all day. It really does work. But it doesn't make my face greasy when I first spray it on, because with like the L'Oreal Infallible spray, that's like $14, which is $3 or $4 cheaper than this, which is great, except for it does make my face a little bit greasy, and I feel like once I spray it, I'm like, great, my makeup's gonna stay in place, but I look all greasy. So then I have to put like some mattifying powder on top of it, and then I'm like, I feel like this is defeating the purpose. So even though that's amazing too, this one I think I do like better because it doesn't make my skin look greasy. It's so perfect. And what is amazing is that the sprayer looks like a normal sprayer, but in a setting spray, you want to make sure that the spray nozzle isn't going to get clogged up, that it's not going to give you a, patchy application. You want it to spray a fine mist everywhere. And this I've had for like a year now. It's about halfway gone, and it has still, using it this morning, it still sprays a very fine mist everywhere. There's no super wet patches and then some dry patches. It's still so fine, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. So I know that wasn't a ton of Mary Kay products, but out of all that I've tried, even some of their lip products, I found some things that were okay, but these are the ones that I kept reaching for, that I felt strongly enough about them to share them with you. Let me know what some of your Mary Kay favorites are down below, and if you enjoyed this, please check out my other reviews. I'll put a link to my reviews playlist down below. I've got a lot of drugstore ones up right now. And if you enjoyed, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.